in the state finals. Standing on the sidelines every practice, find Dave Bell.
I'm not a coach, and quite honestly, I don't know anything about football.
He's the team's super fan.
I am a high school grad, and love high school sports.
He comes to almost every game, every practice, and even volunteers to set up the gear.
These gentlemen are very much like family to me, very much.
And for 20 years since the team started, all he wanted was to see them get to the biggest game in the team's history.
Like I say, one thing I asked him to do was save me one game.
And it's not just him. As soon as you drive into small-town Anna, Ohio, downtown businesses are decked out in team colors and messages rooting on the Rockets for a win.
We are just absolutely so excited to have our tiny town going to state for the very first time.
Everyone is very excited. I feel like the whole town will probably be shut down on Friday.
Friday is the day that decides it all. The day the high school team gets to go to the finals. The day the head coach says it's not going to be easy.
Our semifinal game was really tough, and we got a really tough opponent again this week, so we got to make sure we play really well.
But it's the day the players say they're ready for.
Ever since freshman year, we've worked really hard, and we've come together as a team.
And the day Dave Bell waited 20 years to see.
Let's go get a victory, boys.
In Anna, Sheena Elsie, Spectrum News.
Thanks, Sheena. Dave Bell has seen a very good football team this year. They're only lost to Marion Local in a turnover-filled game. They have smoked teams the rest of the way after the 13-1 season. They have a chance to carry the mantle against 16 in the MAC to win this decade as the wind picks up in these overcast skies. Springfield Local, what do they have to do to beat this Anna team?
I think they have to turn them over, and your papers are a great example of kind of setting what I think is going to happen. Because if it is a little bit of wind, they're built for it with running the football. They're going to keep the ball out of the air, keep it on the ground. That triple option that they like to run is just so dangerous. When you got number 20 back there, you can really do some damage. D6 Offensive Player of the Year.
And one thing that stood out to me is Coach Marino talked about, if you have a blueprint to how to start a football team and how to win have a winning program, it's right there in your conference. He talked about how he took things away from Marion Local, took away things from Coldwater, some schools that were beating them in years past, and now they're doing what they're doing, and they're beating them at their own game.
Coin toss at midfield. This is as simple as Bixler and Hulskamp for Anna, combining for almost 80 touchdowns on the season.
Yeah, they're a 1-2 punch, no doubt about it. I think you have to force the pitch into a short field into the boundary. I think that's going to be your best way to defend that for sure. If you're Springfield Local, but the turnovers, I think, are the name of the game for them. And if they're able to kind of hit a couple home runs, a little bit of play action with Bo Brungard, probably good formula there to get a win.
Well, there's definitely star power on each side, and one smart gentleman, Ryan Cavanaugh, said to me, it's not about 1 through 5, it's about the rest of the guys. How can the rest of the guys react to it that are going to be on the football field, not the stars, and we'll see how they react.
Yeah. Welcome to the dais, Anna, at Springfield Local, their first state championship game, Division 6, gets us started this morning. We'll be back with you at halftime. David Wilson, Vince Soriano, Kellyanne Stitz have the call here in Canton. As games getting underway, we've got a full set on the day here in Canton. Looking forward to some great action for the 48 State Football Championships here on Spectrum News 1. And Springfield Local and Anna start the day. We'll have Mansfield Senior taking on Trotwood Madison, going for their second title in 3 years, and then a Division 1 clash, which we've all been anticipating for the last couple of weeks.
That Trotwood-Mansfield game is going to be really great because it's Trotwood who's been there, done that, and has a couple of state championships across football, basketball, different sports. And then Mansfield Senior coming in, clean slate for the most part. Two contrasting styles as well. That one will be a lot of fun to watch here this afternoon.
Right, you've been talking about teams of destiny all year.
Yeah.
You've tried to find who it was. It may be Mansfield. It may be that team that's won a couple overtime games. It's found its way to the championship game. It's going to play an opponent that may be on paper a little bit better than them, but they may find a way to win it for the first time being here.
And it's super interesting. We might have two teams of destiny about to kick it off here. We'll see who comes out on top in a few minutes.
The wind keeps everything in place. Kickoff is coming up next on Spectrum News 1, the Division 6 championship game. Enjoy it.
The Springfield Local Tigers punished opponents all season long, including a 3-game shutout streak to open September. Today, they play for their first state football title in school history. The Anna Rockets have 13 senior starters who are shooting to go out on top. They too are aiming for history in their search for a first championship. It's the Springfield Local Tigers, Anna Rockets. Division 6 finale is next. Spectrum News 1. Live at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio, the destination of choice for football fans around the state. It's the host site of this weekend's 2019 OHSAA Football State Championships. Hi again, my friends. David Wilson, along with the Hall of Fame coach Vince Siriano. Kelly and Stitz will join our broadcast in just a few moments. We're ready for the Division 6 state championship game between Anna and Springfield local. It's the first of our triple header of championship games today here on Spectrum News 1. Vince, the top two teams in Division 6 squaring off for all the marbles today. Your read on what these teams want to accomplish.
Dave, both teams are extremely well coached. Offensively, very similar in structure. They both run shotgun spread. Defensively, Anna's in a 3-man front and Springfield's in a 4-man front, and they both get after it.
Well, let's take a look at the bracket and see how these teams got here to Canton through the gauntlet of the playoffs. You see both teams with fairly easy wins in their semifinals, with Springfield knocking off East Knox and Anna dispatching Mechanicsburg. Let's talk about these teams, Vince. The Springfield local Tigers, 14-0, trying to finish off an unblemished championship season. It would be their first.
Yes, unbelievable. They're in a shotgun spread with multiple sets. Sometimes they get in the I formation. They've got 2,000 yards passing and over 3,000 yards rushing. They're about a 30% pass team, 70% run. They like to get the ball to athletes in space. Defensively, they're in a 4-2-5 and a 4-3, play a lot of zone coverage, cover 4. Big thing, 62 tackles for loss.
Well, Anna, the overall #1 team in the state at the end of the season poll, they are 13-1. They love to get it done on the ground.
Explosive, 50 to 40 points per game, unbelievable. They'll use the spread system with an H-back, a great blend of quarterback read runs and running back outside schemes. They've got 4,000 yards rushing and 1,500 passing. They're 75% run, 25% pass.
Well, let's take a look at some stars to watch, players that will be big factors in this championship game. Bench, you see it both on your screen right now. Both run guard from the Tigers on the left, Riley Hulskamp of the Rockets on the right.
Yeah, Bo wears number 21. He has over 2,000 yards passing, close to 1,000 rushing. He has 43 total TDs. He's accounted for 60% of their offense, and he's a 68% completion passing quarterback. And on the other side of the ball, we got Riley Holzkamp. He's 5'10", 185-pound senior. He's rushed for 2,300 yards and 41 TDs. He's the Division 6 Player of the Year.
Well, we'll see them all in action today. It's the Rockets and the Tigers, the Division 6 State Championship game. Coming up next on Spectrum News 1.
Weather in Ohio is changing all the time.
We get winter one.
A family-owned company, Header Heating and Cooling, is the industry's only 2-time winner of the George Award for Ethics. They've been earning the trust of homeowners in Northwest Columbus for over 50 years, making each customer feel like they are part of the family. When your furnace needs to be serviced, call Header Heating and Cooling and have the peace of mind that the job is done right. With every installation, every service run, and every phone call, Header Heating and Cooling is committed to your satisfaction.
Weather in Ohio is changing all the time.
We get winter one day and 60s the next. At Spectrum News 1, our goal is refreshingly simple.
We bring you an accurate, reliable, and local forecast every 10 minutes.
We have an incredible, experienced team of people. We don't just know about the weather, we know about Ohio.
You never have to wait for your forecast with your Weather on the Ones.
Weather on the Ones, every 10 minutes, exclusively on Spectrum.
Brought to you by Elk & Elk, serious lawyers for serious injuries.
Back here at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, getting set for the Division 6 State Championship game on this chilly but dry Friday morning. Both teams coming out of the locker room. There you see the Springfield Tigers unbeaten. In those white jerseys today, there are black helmets. And on the other side, you have the Rockets of Anna High School. 13-1 on the year, and the consensus #1 team in Division 6. Back in the booth, David Wilson along with Vince Siriano. Jeff Hitzman, our producer today, John Staley, our director, and all of our Spectrum News 1 crew. We thank you for joining us. It's going to be a great day of football events. They got us started last night with a crowd of over 11,000 here last night watching Cincinnati LaSalle capture the Division II title.
Yes, that was a big win for LaSalle, and today is going to be a really exciting game. These two teams are really evenly matched.
Well, the third member of our broadcast team today is Kellyanne Stith. She is bundled up and roaming the sidelines today. Good morning, Kellyanne.
Good morning, guys. Really chill out here. We're very excited to be here, as these two teams are, as these two newcomers are competing for their first state title. Both teams excited to be here. We remain laser focused on Springfield local side head coach Sean Guerrero, saying the kids are excited, but not overly excited. They're treating this matchup as they would any other week. Their motto all season has been do your job, and that definitely carries over into today. Now, obviously, they're both competing for a state title, but head coach Guerrero says he's treating today, though, as a win-win. It's a win if they get the title, but it's also a win for them if they just being here. And on Anna's side, head coach Nick Marino saying he feels this is the best year they've had in program history. He says the guys remain locked in, and today's keyword is trust. Trust the process. Trust what you've been coached to do all year. Trust your teammates, and you should pull out the win. The most efficient team, he believes, will be on top today. So again, both teams and communities very excited to be here. Should be a great matchup.
All right, Kellyanne, thank you very much. We're checking with Kellyanne often during the day today's game. Right now, we'll check the keys to the game. It's brought to you by Ogle Bay's Festival of Lights, nominated by USA Today as one of North America's outstanding light displays. Coach, what do you think about the keys to the game today?
Springfield local must limit their turnovers and penalties, no negative plays, continued success on special teams. They've been great in that area. Anna's keys, they've got to stop the quarterback runs with Oberon guard, and they've got to be efficient on offense, no negative plays, sustained drives.
We'll see how they do, and we are ready for action this morning. Springfield local and Anna for the Division 6 state championship. Springfield won the toss. They deferred to the second half. And so this one will not be brought out. In fact, it bounces out of bounds at the 1 yard line. Riley Hulskamp decided to let that one go, hoping it would be a touchback. Ends up in a penalty. So they'll bring it out and have 1st and 10. See that Rockets offense right off the bat, Coach.
Yeah, be aware there. They run out of 2 backs and out of 1 back, but they are that dual threat team with the quarterback runs and the halfback runs. It's going to be tough for Springfield local. They have got to defend 2 really good backs and players.
Well, both of these head coaches, as Kellyanne mentioned a moment ago, established in their programs. Marino of Anna in his 5th year, 7th year overall as a head coach. Here's your first play from scrimmage, and no surprise, it goes to Riley Hulskamp, but he is quickly wrapped up. They bottle him up on the first play for a short gain. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for today's game. They're brought to you by Elk and Elk. Every client, every day. That big offensive line for the Rockets that really opens up some space for Hulskamp and company. And they're after him again on 2nd down. The quarterback throws a nice block, Coach, but nowhere to go. He can't turn the corner.
No, and they've started the game with 2 jet sweeps. They're trying to get Riley Hulskamp outside, and one they got him from a wing, and they came in motion on the first play, got him the ball. So now we're going to see what they're going to do here in a long yardage situation, obviously a passing situation.
You saw the starting defense for the Tigers. Clayton Nesbeth, the linebacker, ran Hulskamp out of bounds with some help from Mitch Seymour. So now a 3rd down and 13.
Springfield local in that 4-2-5 defense right now. You see the nickel out there on the perimeter.
It's the defensive back in for this passing down. This is Bixler trying to run for it. Everybody was covered downfield. Coach, we have our first flag of the game. They drag him down short of the 1st down marker.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to hit a crosser coming across from the right side, the split end coming across, and he pulled the ball down, didn't like what he saw, and tried to make something out of it with his legs. They're trying to get part of the distance back.
Offense, number 76. That penalty's declined.
Let's see the holding call again. Nailed Anthony Billings, the right guard, on the hold. Penalty was declined, leaving it at 4th down. Matt Oren is our referee today. We'll hear his voice on the penalty calls. And a punt. Kicked away by Will Luthman. And it's a nice kick away, brought back by Garrett Walker, but quickly covered by the Rockets on special teams.
Great coverage. Now let's see what Springfield local elects to do. Let's just see how they're going to come out and attack, and see how they're going to get Bo Brungard the ball, and how soon they're going to get him into the running game. This is going to be very interesting from this standpoint.
Justin Richards got down there defensively on special teams as you get a good look at Bo Brungard. If fans who follow college and high school football over the years, coach recognized that name. There's a good reason for it. His father, Mark Brungard, is the offensive coordinator for Springfield, and a former star quarterback at Youngstown State. And the first play of the game goes to Garrett Walker, their top receiver, his 38th catch of the year, short gain. And we'll take a look at the starting offensive unit for the Springfield local Tigers, 14-0. They won the Mahoning Valley Conference, or 7-0 in league play.
They're showing pressure, Dave, and what they like to do. They're playing zone behind it and showing pressure. They're coming off the edge, they've got the linebackers. Let's see what they do.
Bixler, first team All-Ohio QB. And fakes the handoff and keeps it himself. Bixler is an accomplished running quarterback. As we take a look at the defensive front for Anna, keep an eye, coach, on Malachi Minnick. He is a guy who's all over the field defensively.
He fits into their aggressive style of defense. You know, they want to get the outside linebackers up on the line of scrimmage. They want to walk inside linebackers up in gaps, and they really want to pressure the offense. And I think that may be their philosophy in stopping Bo Brungard today, is to try to fill those gaps with pressure.
Brungard, just a sophomore. Springfield with their first possession. Anna was forced 3 and out. Flag on the play. Out of room on that far side.
Yes, that was a sprint out pass. They had a combination to the wide side, and he elected to just run the football and get the first down with his legs.
David Duvall running it. He's their featured back. Almost 600 yards going into this game.
Offense, 5-yard penalty.
Illegal shift on that play, so that one's coming back. Well, coaching both teams to a state championship game, you know there's some nerves out there, both on the part of the players and the coaches.
Yeah, you know, the adrenaline was really high. They had jumped into a wildcat there to get David Duvall on the outside there. It was an interesting concept. 4 wides here.
3rd and 9, passing down. That's good for the first down.
Great sprint out. They had a little outcut at the sticks. Anna forced him to pull up. Didn't let him get to the perimeter, but he was able to pull up and make an accurate pass.
That's Garrett Walker on the reception. He had to go up to get it. Got his feet in bounds. Coach is averaging 22 yards per catch. That one was good for 11 and a first down.
Yeah, this was a tough throw right here. We're really lucky they didn't get it picked because it was floating. Now we got a stack of trips over here. This is a little different. They may be trying to throw what's called a hitch screen. Anna is zoned up on it. They're not playing man-to-man.
It's all a ruse. Brungard runs right over the hash mark.
Yeah, they did that to pull defenders out of the box, because Anna likes to get as many defenders in the box. By the box, we're referring from tackle to tackle or tight end to tackle. And they did that to try to pull some defenders out so that the quarterback can run the football.
Springfield local on the Mahoning County near Youngstown. Teams from opposite ends of the state. Meeting up here in the Division 6 state championship game. Like Duvall slipped a little bit, still at about 3 yards as he jumped through that hole on the offensive line.
Yeah, a little zone play in here just to try to get some yardage here on first down. What you call a read zone.
3rd down and 6.
That'll leave it at 3rd down and 6. Springfield 14-0. Win last week over East Knox, where they ran up 42 points, 465 total yards.
They went to an empty set. They went 3 wide receivers, gave the wide side of the field. Anna wanted to bring pressure, and they weren't aligned properly. They didn't have all 3 receivers covered. They're a little mixed up, yeah. Probably the best thing that happened there was you had that penalty because they were not aligned. There was no one covering up the 3rd receiver out there at all.
Yeah,
no one even close.
That play would have come back. It's a little bit of movement on the offensive line, so they march it back 5. It's 3rd down and 11.
See if they motion out back to empty again. Nope.
Brungard. Chased by Minnick. And that one is finally on the ground, Coach. I think it touched 3 Anna defenders. They could not come up with the INT.
Yes, he is trying to get the ball to the running back here. He's trying to get the running back isolated on the linebacker and get the ball out and try to get the yardage that way.
Leininger actually caught it, but he was on the ground out of bounds. So 4th down and 11. And Springfield forced to punt. Clayton Medved, 2nd team All-Ohio kicker. Good hang time on that kick. There will be no return. On a 28-yard punt. And the Rockets will take over when we come back. We're getting warmed up here in Canton. No score in the Division 6 state championship game. More to come on Spectrum News.
The place getting bigger? 20 years ago, I would have been there already.
Hello, Buckman's. You know what that is? Picture of your parents bringing you home from the hospital.
You are going to back off and give your daughter a little space.
Oh, she has all the space in the world. She's 5 blocks away.
Guess who's going to be guest speaker in your class tomorrow?
No one can know we're related.
Thank you, honey. Okay.
I love her. I really, really do.
I love you too. Can I ask you a question?
Anything.
It's about Mabel.
Yeah, you're on your own, hotshot.
Oh, come on.
No score between Springfield Local and Anna. First of 3 games coming your way. Division 3 coming up this afternoon. And then the big D1 final coming up tonight. You see every play right here on Spectrum News 1. So both teams fizzle on their first possession, Coach, but I'm sure they like to have that kind of under their belt. Now everybody can breathe easy. And about to get the ball for the 2nd time.
Yes, look for Anna to now have some designated quarterback read runs, which is a big part of their offense. They did not get to do that in the first series. They had 2 jet sweeps or perimeter runs with Holzkamp, and the quarterback did take off on 3rd down, but he hasn't had that pure quarterback read run where he's reading a defender and deciding to pull the football, and it's designated to help get him the football. So let's see if they do that for Mark Bixler here.
Mark Bixler, 5'11", a senior, 1st team All-Ohio quarterback. There you go, Coach. Good call, but the Tigers were ready for it.
Yeah, he's reading one defender, and if that defender runs with the running back, then he'll pull the ball. And it's designed for a dual-purpose play there.
Clayton Nesbitt, the linebacker, 5'10", junior. Coach, that is his team high 146th tackle of the year. Think about that number.
Unbelievable.
Bixler again. He fights his way, gets all the way close to the 44-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 5, which gets him into a manageable third down situation. Coach, the Rockets' only loss of the year was a Week 5 setback to Marion Local, a team that is also here in Canton. Will be playing for the Division 7 state title.
Yes, very good game. I got to view that on video. It was a great football game. Two very, very fine football teams. This is an interesting situation. They can run or pass here. I always thought this was advantageous for an offensive coordinator to have a short 5-yard pass, 5 to 6-yard pass.
The OC for Anna is Wes Hunsicker. They'll have Bixler sprint. So they got rid of it before they could drag him down for a loss. That's going to bring about 4th down.
Yeah, they're catching them in man-to-man here. And Springfield Local is in man-to-man. He had the option. This was a run or pass, deciding on how they played the receivers. So he thought he could get to the perimeter initially. They had run 2 slants with the outside receivers to draw the man-to-man coverage away from him and try to run to the perimeter to get 5 yards.
Bo Snyder and David Duvall were putting the heat on Bart Bixler. Here comes the punt from Will Luthman. They will try and return it. And the ball loose on the ground, but Rockets think they have it. Coach will see. And there's the signal.
There's the first turnover, and that's exactly what Springfield Local coach Sean Guerrero said. They've got to limit their turnovers. They can't get in that situation.
That was Garrett Walker on the return. Looked like the football was forced out by Hayden Davies.
Yeah, right on the ball. We're in the red zone. Let's see how Anna decides to attack this red zone.
So they'll take over on the 13-yard line. And the Rockets offense right back out there.
Inside zone. So
Muhleskamp, we haven't really seen him get going yet, Coach, but this is his area of the field.
Yeah, the red zone, and they just went with a standard zone and brought the H-back across the kick out the end and let him pick his crease and go.
Keep in mind, Muhleskamp on the ground, 41 touchdowns. He bounces off the fire.
Same exact play, Dave, and that was all him. That crease was closed, and he bounced it to the outside. Great balance. We had talked about that before the game. His balance and vision are 2 of the things that make him a great running back. Nice stiff arm there.
I saw him right there, Coach, shift that ball to the outside arm. That made you smile.
Yes.
That leaves it at 3rd and 1, so we can get a first down at the 3-yard line. Anna knocking on the door, trying to score first here in the Division 6 championship game. And Bixler gets the first down.
Yeah. A little quarterback sneak there from a condensed, tight set.
And his 12th overall playoff appearance. It's only their 20th year of football at Anna High School.
They've done a great job in a short period of time of building that program, getting players to play and make a commitment. That's just an outstanding job.
A member of that vaunted MAC conference. Bixler to Muhleskamp. Spinning at the goal line, he's in. That's your first touchdown of the morning. It goes to the Rockets, and Riley Muhleskamp, the Division 6 Player of the Year, puts 6 on the board for the Rockets. Coach, we see it again right here.
Yeah, this is an inside zone. They ran the inside zone 3 times down here. That is their bread and butter. When they get inside the 10-yard line, get a hat on a hat, everybody zone it up, and let him pick a crease and go. Good north and south run, a great north and south play.
Bixler is the holder, Zach Ambos. For the point after touchdown kick, he nails it. And the Rockets take a 7-0 lead, 4:37 to go here in the first quarter. Coach, we talked about him in the open. Muhleskamp, when you get him down inside the 5, almost unstoppable.
Yes, and what's going to make this tough for Springfield Local is they get Muhleskamp going. Now all of a sudden you start pulling the ball and let Bixler run the football, and now your dual threat offense comes into effect.
That all started with the loose ball, the fumble forced on that punt. Very uncharacteristic of the Tigers coach. They come into the state championship game. No surprise, a 14-0 team, but plus 16 in the turnover margin. They just do not give it up.
No, for some reason, Coach was concerned with that when we talked in the interview. He says, we've got to limit turnovers and penalties, and we just can't have those type of things in our offense today.
4 plays, 13 yards. Try to check in with Kellyanne momentarily. See what she's hearing on that fired up Anna sideline. It's the kickoff all the way back into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. Number 1 versus number 2 in the Division 6 state championship game. I guess that's the way you would envision it playing out, Coach. That's the way it did this year.
Yeah, that's what you really hope for, especially from a spectator standpoint, to get the 2 best teams into the state championship. All right, now Springfield Local has to answer here. They have got to get some kind of drive. Their defense has been on the field now the majority of the time in this quarter, so they have to establish something here.
So some of the numbers, the breakdown on Brungard, his performance this year, which has just been out of sight.
False start. Offense, number 58. 5-yard, still first.
So they get it on the right guard, Chris Thompson, one of 2 Thompson brothers on that offensive line for Springfield. So they start out in a hole now, Coach.
Do not want to work behind the chains, particularly in a state championship game. It just makes calling the plays that much more difficult. Here comes pressure off the edge by Anna. They picked it up.
Great block. And they pass a little too far downfield. There is a flag coming out, though.
They were playing bump man here. They were really aggressive with the man-to-man coverage, and I'm not so sure that he didn't grab a hold of him or something. It appeared that the receiver was really slowed down.
Pass interference. Defense.
That was a play action with a post off of it.
Defense, number 23. 15-yard penalty. First down.
So they got the corner, Isaac Leininger, on the pass interference. But it was a great block throw in there by Mitchell Seymour, the wide receiver, who was in motion.
Yeah, that was how they picked up the blitz. They did a nice job of picking that edge pressure up.
First and 10 for the Tigers. Anna leading 7-0.
One high safety here. You see pressure again.
Front guard running straight up the middle.
That was a design quarterback run, what we call a quarterback ISO, with the running back leading on that linebacker.
Cameron Stewart, the inside linebacker, made the tackle. He's 92 stops on the year. That's number 93.
At 190 pounds, he's a big man to bring down for quarterback.
Front guard last week threw for 229 yards, 3 touchdowns in their semifinal win against East Knox to get them here to Canton. That's out. A lot of pressure coming, and Minnick forces him out of bounds. Ben Kolbach was back there as well. And so we've had some setbacks so far here for Springfield.
You could see the pressure coming off the edge. There was a blitz on the inside there between the defensive end and the outside linebacker. I think the quarterback might have taken his eye off the ball there for a fraction of a second.
So that sets up a 3rd and 14, 3:45 to go here in the first quarter. Anna 7, Springfield Local nothing. Chilly day here in Canton, 42 degrees at game time. Passing down here for the Tigers, 14-0 on the year. Well, that deep in their own territory, Coach, they just kept it simple.
Yes, they went to that empty set to spread everybody out. They had pulled 5 people out of the defenders out of the box and tried to get some room for Bo Brungard to run the ball there in that empty set, is what you call it. But it was very well defended by Anna.
But Anna makes their living pressuring the quarterback. Coach, 45 sacks on the year.
And that's their philosophy. Place a man-to-man, cover one, cover zero, or everybody mans up.
Well, that one's shanked, but there is a flag down. That punt goes off the foot of Clayton Medbeck. We'll see what the penalty might be and how it might impact this. Looks like it will go against the Tigers and it'll be declined.
Right now, Dave, Springfield is spending a lot of time shooting themselves in the foot.
Illegal formation. Offense. That penalty is declined.
Just too many penalties right now. Putting themselves in bad position and putting their defense in a bad position here.
Now the shank punt is going to give Anna the ball, and they will take over at the Springfield 37-yard line. So, Coach, back-to-back possessions. You give the Rockets the ball in your own territory.
Yeah, anticipate something coming to the outside, I believe, shortly in this series, if not the first play, or a play-action pass. A lot of coaches like to take a shot right here at the 32-yard line because you conceivably can get the ball to the end zone. They're in a condensed formation right now, so there is a run formation. Let's see what happens. Here they come with the jet sweep.
Yuleskamp. It's inside the red zone. A nice run on first down.
Dave, when you think of play caller's philosophy, we've run inside down here in the red zone, and now we're going to come back with an outside play. Outside jet sweep. You get Holzkamp the ball on the outside and get on the perimeter. They're doing a very good job of blocking with their receivers and their edge people on the perimeter. That made that play go for a first down.
By the way, that previous punt went for 11 yards, which is very atypical of Medbeck, who averages 40 yards per punt.
Condensed formation again.
Misdirection. Yuleskamp, the second man through. Gets to the 15-yard line as they pile up. We're getting close to the 2-minute mark of the first quarter of the Division VI state championship game.
Dave, notice how that play, wow, there's a big hit in there. They faked the jet sweep and then went in the power inside. Okay, 3 wides out here with an H-back. Anna is staying ahead of the chains here at 2nd and 5. They're doing a nice job at just moving 4 or 5 yards. Here comes speed option.
And it's to Yuleskamp. Flag comes down, and they snip it out. Well done back there by Springfield. That was David Duvall.
Dave, that's one of their base plays is a quarterback speed option. When he comes down, he's going to option the end man on the line of scrimmage. Really, they got everything blocked. And he made the pitch, and the defender came loose and made a nice tackle on the perimeter. The speed option, the quarterback can either run it himself or pitch it to the running back if he doesn't like how the defense has defended him. But again, it's designed to help get the quarterback the ball.
So timeout on the field here, 7-0 Anna. That tackle was actually made by Bo Snyder, number 31, a sophomore, who ran Yuleskamp down.
Yeah, that was the inside linebacker doing what you call scraping over the top. And that was good speed to make that play there. For an inside linebacker to make it all the way from the inside back onto the pitch man is really a nice job.
Well, friends, the road to Canton is brought to you by Grand Prix Karting, where speed and adventure meets family fun. Visit gpkcolumbus.com. There's the Springfield local road to Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Close game against Gloucester Trimble. Here's Anna's playoff picture.
Okay, we got 3 receivers into the sidelines, Dave. We're seeing if they put all their people over there. If they do, they may come back to the wide side of the field with the tight end. That is why the quarterback is looking to the sidelines right now. They're reading the structure of Springfield Local's defense to see if they did defend into the boundary. And this looks like the blitz coming off the edge, and they go back to the wide side with the speed option.
Bixler decides to keep it and runs right in between the tackles. Just short of the first down. So it's going to be 4th down and 2. Only leading 7-0. And an offensive line. There are some big guys up front, Coach.
Yeah, and we have 2 backs set here. Look for some kind of zone read, zone with a kick out. That's why they have 2 backs in the backfield here.
Center Luke Guy snaps it back. Camp. Very close to the first down. They drag him down. It'll depend on the spot he needed to get to the 10, and they say he got it.
The lead back there, the fullback, was leading the play. And when they have 2 backs, they're trying to get Holzkamp the ball with an extra blocker in there. And that's exactly what they did.
We'll see the first down run here.
So you can see the kick out. And he gets north and south. He's got great vision and ability to cut in creases and seams. That's one of the reasons why Riley Holzkamp is so successful. He knows instinctively when to cut, when to get north and south.
Coach, the Tigers are flying to the football. There's no question about it. They are getting in with multiple tacklers.
He's just getting enough to keep everything going. They're 4-yarding them to death.
16 seconds left to go as we approach the end of the first quarter. It looks like Anna will be content to change ends and continue this drive at the start of quarter number 2. So we have a 7-0 lead for the number 1 team in the state, the Anna Rockets. More to come from Canton in just a moment.
When are a victim of a surgical or anesthesia mistake, brain injury or paralysis, birth injury, late diagnosis or cerebral palsy, or wrongful death, Elk and Elk's medical team uncovers medical mistakes. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO.
Chris Spielman here for Volunteer Energy. Anytime you can save a little money, it's a good thing. That's why my natural gas supplier is Volunteer Energy. Volunteer Energy is still my choice for natural gas, but now they're my electricity choice too. And when you join our team, hey, the only change you'll see is the low rates supplied by Volunteer Energy. So tackle rising gas and electricity costs by going to volunteerenergy.com and get on our team. Volunteer Energy, my choice for natural gas and electricity.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-867-0280.
Spectrum Mobile is great for families. You can easily mix and match plans based on how everyone uses their phone. With unlimited and by-the-gig data plans, saving is easy. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator to see for yourself. Enter the information for your current mobile plan, and we'll show you which combination of plans best fits your needs and how you could save up to 40% or more. Both plans include unlimited talk and text. And there are no added taxes or fees for contracts. Go to spectrummobile.com/save today.
Well, Anna has taken advantage of a fumble recovery and a shank punt. They've built a 7-0 lead. A lot of football yet to go here in this Division 6 state championship game. And Springfield local trying to stiffen up defensively. David Wilson along with the Hall of Fame coach Vince Siriano. Kellyanne Stitz on the sideline. Here we go, second quarter. Bixler. And they grabbed him at the 5 before he could take it to the house. Let's check in with the aforementioned Kellyanne Stitz.
Hey guys, very loud down here on the sideline for Anna. As you can see, the crowd, the teams and fans have showed up on both sides. And now, even though both of these teams are competing for a state title, another similarity is the community pride surrounding these two teams. On Anna's side, Their fans making a 3-hour trek. Some this morning, some stayed overnight. And on Springfield local side, making a little bit over an hour trek. But I talked to fans on both sides, and what remains the same is pride. They are so proud to be represented in this way.
And Bart Bixler gives them something to cheer about. A 4-yard touchdown run, 13-0 Rockets.
Dave, they ran the same play 2 times in a row. It's a design quarterback read run. They are running the jet sweep and faking the jet sweep to the left with Holzkamp, pulling 2 pullers from the left side to the right. And he has the option to hand it or pull it himself and follow the blockers. If the defenders widen with the jet sweep, then he will pull the ball and run it.
Bart Bixler with his 26th rushing touchdown of the campaign. Kicked up and in by Zach Ambos, the sophomore. And it's 14-0. The Rockets off to a great start. Let's see it again right here, Coach.
You can see the pullers, and you can see the defender from Springfield local. And there we go. He's following his blockers right through there. That's a really difficult play to defend because if they don't, he's going to hand the ball off on the jet sweep. That play has just come into being in the last 2-3 years. Back when I was coaching, I retired in 2016, that play was not in our offense. I had not seen that play till a few weeks ago. And it's very interesting. If I were coaching today, that would be a base play for me. Anytime you can get 2 plays into one, that's very advantageous for your offense.
Scoring drive of 7 plays, 32 yards. Bixler caps off a 6-minute and 45-second drive with a 4-yard run. Art Bixler's father, by the way, Andy Bixler, is the superintendent of the Anna School District.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. If they bring home the hardware, if Bart might talk his dad into calling off school.
That could be.
Actually, it's Saturday.
Yeah, maybe Monday.
So a short kick on the ground, Coach. What do you make of that?
I'm a little bit surprised that they've done that unless they're really afraid of Springfield Local's return game. They've been so successful with the return game. But, you know, there was no big return, but they have sacrificed field position here. Now, maybe he was trying to onside kick. I'm not exactly sure.
Here come the Tigers now. This is a team that really is not used to playing from behind.
No, not at all. That's going to be interesting. He's in an empty set to see if he throws here. One back power. It's a one back power where you pull the backside guard and leading up on the linebacker. That's very prevalent out of an empty set. Many high schools run that when they go to empty. By empty, I mean there's no one in the backfield. There's 5 receivers out, and they're in the same set again. So let's see. Sooner or later, he's going to have to throw out of it. And it looks like Anna's playing this with man-to-man with one high safety you call cover 1. Everybody's man-to-man except for the free safety in the middle of the field, and they are throwing.
A slant. That pass is caught. That's good for a first down. Evan Olin, his 43rd catch of the year. They'll move the chains. That's the first really positive gainer of the day for the Tigers.
Yes, it was a really quick pass. It was an out by the inside receiver and a slant by the outside receiver. A combination a lot of people run. That way the quarterback does not have to hold the ball very long because you only have 5 blockers. A lot of people, when they go empty, like to get into their quick game structure.
Spread it out here, empty backfield, 4-run guard. And the flag comes out, false start against the Tigers. They are averaging.
False start.
They are averaging 201 yards rushing, 151 yards passing on the year. Of the 2 teams, Coach, Springfield local a little more balanced.
Yes, and they strive for balance. When I talked to Coach in the interview, he said that that's a big thing in their play calling is they want to be as balanced. He said they strive for a 50-50 combination, although they're not really that, but that's what he's striving for in his play calling. Empty again.
5 wide. And flag comes out.
that was 5 verticals. They were going deep with all 5.
False start. Offense, number 3. The first down.
Back-to-back false start penalties against Springfield. So they're looking now at a first down and 20.
You know what, sooner or later, Dave, he's going to come back to that, because when they're playing man-to-man, you can run 5 verticals and get rid of the ball quickly. Somebody is going to come open. Somebody's going to shake free in 5 verticals. It's just a matter if you have time enough to get that ball off.
Springfield representing Mahoning County at the state championship for the first time since 2005 when Canfield was here. Running out of real estate, lost the football. It's on the turf. Anna has it. The Rockets' Cameron Stewart comes up with the ball and another turnover. The Rockets with the lead and the possession.
They were trying to sprint out pass, trying to get him to the outside to eliminate some of the pressure from one side. And Anna is doing a great job of turning the quarterback and pulling the quarterback up and not letting him get to the edge. They're doing a very good job with those outside linebackers of stringing that play out.
Coach, I believe that was Will Luthman, the nose tackle who forced the fumble, recovered by Cam Stewart. And again, the Rockets getting a break. They'll try and capitalize here so they can't take over in Springfield territory. So second fumble recovery, then you had the bad punt. Everything going the Rockets' way.
Yes. Now this would be a good time to take a shot, to take a deep shot, because you've got all the momentum going in your direction. They're in a condensed set motion. There it is. There it is.
Post pattern. He's got it. Touchdown, Rockets.
I think I called that play for him. I'm not sure. But just from being a play caller for many years, just the momentum when that happens, you just want to take a shot. They faked that jet sweep and ran a backside post behind it. Excellent play call, very well schemed, called at the right time.
Nolan Emerson caught a touchdown pass last week against Mechanicsburg. That's his 5th of the year. That one goes for 41 yards, Coach. 20-0 Rockets.
Got right behind the safeties and split the corner and the safety on the post.
Zach Ambrose kicks it through. Early 3-touchdown lead for the Rockets. Tigers will try and respond after this timeout.
Welcome to Green & Sons. We're the Green, and we've got something to show you.
Kubota VXB NL Series, over 100 in stock and ready for you. Hey, old dinosaur.
We've been in business for over 50 years, but that doesn't make you a dinosaur. Come to Green & Sons and check out our dynamite deals.
The greatest selection of zero-turn mowers in Central Ohio and ready for your yard. Fast and friendly service and prehistoric pricing, only at Green & Sons.
Spectrum News 1, a new kind of news channel dedicated to refreshing storytelling and empowering communities across the Buckeye State. With your local forecast every 10 minutes and all of the essential news you need 24/7. Plus, in-depth shows and exclusives focused on your community. Always Ohio, always refreshing, always on. We are Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum.
Oh, what a start for the Anna Rockets. Early 21-0 lead. A lot of time left in the second quarter. Look at that spiral, Coach.
Yeah, and they set this play up to make them believe they were going to run the jet sweep. They shifted over first to the left side, then ran motion to the left side, faked to the running back in motion, and it was Holzkamp, and then they went deep. I mean, everything beforehand showed Springfield Local's defense that it was going to be the jet sweep. They probably practiced that motion and shift probably 50 times in practice this week to defend it, and they naturally thought that was the play, and that was the companion play off of that shift in motion.
17th touchdown pass of the year for Bart Bitzler, the first-team Ohio QB. Kickoff coming up from Will Luthman. the 15. The Tigers will return it. Not a whole lot of room to work with over there on the sideline. Here come the Tigers now. So if you're on the Springfield side and you're Sean Guerrero as well as their offensive coordinator Mark Brungard, what is your message to your team right now, Coach?
I'm going to try to do everything that's high percentage. Try to get their confidence back and try to establish some type of drive to get momentum, and everything is going to be just high percentage. Don't take too many chances right now. Try to shift that momentum back a little bit. Defense, again, has been on the field for a long time.
Brungard. Empty backfield, 5 wide. Again, nowhere to throw it downfield, Coach. He dives forward to the 35-yard line, so he picks up 3. But the secondary coverage by the Rockets has been on point today.
Yes, they're playing man-to-man coverage, and they're just glued to those receivers. There's, right now, not a lot for him to do in throwing the football, but Springfield Local may have to go to some double moves on the sprint outs, because right now they're jumping the first move by the wide receivers, and they're staying in the empty set.
And it's going to take a timeout. It'll be their first called timeout here in the first half. With a 21-0 lead over the Springfield Local Tigers. This is the Division VI State Championship game, the first of 3 big games coming up today on Spectrum News 1 and 3 more tomorrow.
Dave, usually when you take a timeout there, if you notice Springfield Local was in that empty set, that I don't think they wanted to end up in what you call zero coverage. I don't think they anticipated 5 receivers coming out. They had no one in the middle of the field. And I think the last thing that Hannah wants to do here is to give a big play.
Well, with this timeout, we want to take time out ourselves to tell you about some special programming next week on Spectrum News 1.
In those early days, anything could happen at a pro football game.
People got stomped and killed. It just becomes chaotic.
All hell broke loose.
These guys became heroes, instant heroes. They were the toughest, they were the strongest, they were the fastest.
Like a Greek god.
When Jack Cusack signed Jim Thorpe to play for the Canton Bulldogs, that was huge.
You don't have a story if you don't have Jim Thorpe.
He was larger than the game.
That was the birth of the National Football League.
Before the League, Wednesday on Spectrum News
1. Boy, what a great documentary that is. We're coming to you live today from the hallowed ground of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, where it all started, right here in Canton, Ohio.
Yeah, this is it. This is where the tradition is. This is the start of football as we know it in Ohio.
So there you see the incomplete pass. 3rd down and 9 now for Springfield Local. They're kind of in the danger zone right now, Coach. They need to get something positive going here.
Without a doubt. Got to try to get something to the sticks right
now. Yard to throw.
Tunnel screen. Great call. Great call.
Does he have enough? Evan Olin strolls out there and gets the first down. Boy, what great effort after the catch.
Yeah, they caught him in man under too deep. He throws that little screen, and the linemen are coming to the outside to block downfield. And actually let the defensive linemen go and try to come right underneath everything and get up inside and get vertical. Catch the ball and get north and south with blockers in front of you, and that's exactly what they did. That was a great call.
Isaac Egbert on the stop for the Rockets. 1st and 10 Tigers.
True counter, Dave. They ran the counter back to their split inside because Anna's doing something that, as I watched film on them earlier, they're dropping the outside linebacker off into space. And they didn't do that a lot in the games that I saw. They kept that outside linebacker up on the line of scrimmage. So they ran that ball to the split inside and tried to kick out the defensive end.
Garrett Walker carried that ball 2 yards. They'll split into a slot position now on the left. Brungard down the sideline. Man comes back. And it's caught right on the boundary. Incredible grab. And that was Garrett Walker.
Yeah, they've got what you call a slant and wheel. If you remember, they completed that slant earlier, so the outside receiver ran the slant, and the inside receiver now ran what you call wheel route down the sidelines. And that's a good play versus man-to-man.
Well, now it came down right behind the linebacker, Ben Kovac, who is back in coverage. 1st and 10, Springfield into Rockets territory. One guard again. Downfield. That was intended for Mitchell Seymour. Receiver slipped and fell.
Either that or he tripped over his foot. He was running a corner route. That's what you call a smash concept, where the outside receiver just runs a short little 6-yard hitch route, and the inside receiver runs a corner route. Back in the old days when I played, we used to call it a flag route. But there aren't flags in the end zone anymore.
Exactly 7 minutes to go before halftime. Division 6 state championship game here on Spectrum News 1. Thank you for joining us this morning. Stack those 3 receivers right at the bottom of your screen.
Spin out again.
Time was almost picked off. Looking for Garrett Walker. Defensive coverage by Brandon Shannon, the free safety.
Yeah, this is a sprint out. The Springfield local is crossing the receivers now in man-to-man. They're trying to get some kind of rub like you do in basketball, and that was the inside receiver running an out cut there. They're trying to cross them and maybe get the defenders to bump into each other. That's why they're in that stack.
Springfield offense. Coming out of the huddle. The run guard behind his brother, the center, Brady run guard.
This is all man-to-man. Through quads.
Officials saw a false start.
That's the first time we've seen that.
Snap practice. Offense.
Well, this crew has been busy so far today, Coach.
Yes, very. And they motioned the quads there, Dave, to see how they would adjust to 4 receivers. They had a quarterback run called, but I think they wanted to see what they would do.
Yeah. Brady, just a little bit of a hitch. Run guard to throw. A little bit of real estate, and they wipe him out at about the 27-yard line. That's good for a 10-yard run.
Yeah, this is where he is really dangerous. You know, when you get him out in the open field. Now, he did have a receiver open down the middle of the field. You can see right there at the edge of your screen. And then he decided to take off. This is where he makes a lot of his big plays. This is a big 4th down here.
Cam Stewart, Bill Lukeman got him to the ground.
They're looking at the defensive alignment to see how they're playing them with the coverage.
So 4th and 5 now.
I'm looking for Anna to come from the weak side blitz here. They didn't.
The quick strike, they have the first down, and Walker trying to stretch out the football, lost it, but they say he was down. Dangerous decision there, Coach. I think he had the first down with the catch, but maybe wasn't exactly sure of his position and was just trying to make sure he got the line to gain.
This is one time that Anna played some zone. You can see they're not on the receiver tight, and the inside receiver just went in and did a little sit route at the sticks.
So they convert on 4th down. And they're right in the red zone now on the 20-yard line, trying to get something positive before halftime. 5:40 and counting.
They've got to get points here. You're down to the 20-yard line. Hey, Springfield local has to come away with something.
So Evan Poppelman, the Anna Wright defensive end.
You can see how the box is cleared out. Anna only has 4 people in the box. They've got the 3 down men and 1 linebacker. Everybody is spread out to the empty.
3 receivers to the top of your screen and right back to the middle, almost intercepted.
Almost, and they had 2 what you call glances. They're 5-step slants or 5-step posts, however you want to phrase it. And the 2 receivers almost collided.
That one defended well by Ben Kovacs and Cam Stewart of the Rockets. So see what they dial up here on 3rd down and 10.
If they come back with that 3-1 box, look for a quarterback run. It doesn't look like they're going to do it now. They have at least 5 defenders in the box, now 6. They're going to get edge pressure coming from the offense's right.
On guard. Caught by Walker. He's going to go to receiver. It's a first down. They get him to the turf at the 6-yard line.
Walker did a great job because he was defending in his initial route, and he broke it off to the middle. You can see Brungard throwing it across his body, which is a very tough throw.
Let's check in with Kellyanne Stitz.
Hey guys, as you see, quarterback Bo Brungard heating up, and his athleticism runs in his family. He's the son of Youngstown State Hall of Fame quarterback Mark Brungard, who also serves as the offensive coordinator, and it goes deeper than that in their bloodline. Turns out, he's a distant cousin. His dad is a distant cousin related to Dave Brungard, who played for both Woody Hayes and was a national championship back in 1968. So football is in the Brungard blood, along with his brother Brady Brungard. And I asked his father Mark Brungard what it means to see his sons play in this championship game. He said it's a very special moment, no matter the outcome, for his family.
Well, the football acumen pays off there as he drops it right into Evan Olin, who makes an incredible acrobatic touchdown reception in the back of the end zone.
This is called a fade, drop it in the bucket, a 50-50 ball. Just put the ball up there, give the receiver a chance. It was single coverage in man-to-man. And although Anna played really good coverage on it, he made a perfect throw, and that was an unbelievable catch.
Evan Olin, his 7th touchdown reception of the year. Incredible grab, bringing that down with one hand. Clayton Medved will try and put the extra point on the board. He does. And so, Springfield local says, don't forget about us. We're unbeaten. 21-7. Rockets now 4:36 to go in the second quarter.
See the quarterback just one step back, put it up. We used to call it throw it in the garbage can. We actually used to practice that throwing in the garbage can to place it exactly where you need it done. And he did it. That's exactly what Springfield local needed to do. They needed to answer with that drive.
Well, they get the job done here and plenty of time to spare in the second quarter. This Division VI state championship game, things just got a lot more interesting.
Yes.
14 plays, then 68 yards. It took 420, a patient, a methodical drive. It also included a 4th down conversion.
Yeah, that was huge. And, you know, like we said, they had to come back, and now the momentum may start to shift a little bit, Dave. If they can hold them here and go 3 and out, this would be huge. This is really when you get on your defense and really try to motivate your defense.
Tigers getting ready for the kickoff. Clayton Medved is a junior, 6 feet tall, 178 pounds. Handles all of the kicking chores, extra points, and punts. Full scan. Bottled up. Tough to bring down, but
as good as athlete as he is, they are doing a great job on special teams of not letting him get return yardage.
It's 13-1. They were 7-1, tied for first in the Midwest Athletic Conference. 6-0 at home. 6-0 on the road this year. Their only setback, as we mentioned, that home loss to Marion Local. They started the playoffs, believe it or not, Coach. The #1 ranked team in the state, but they were the #5 seed in Region 23. They had to go on the road for their playoff opener.
That happens sometimes in the playoff ratings.
Excellent. Open space. And ankle tackle keeps it from taking it all the way to the house.
They have run that play 3 times in a row. 2 down on the goal line, and they scored a touchdown. They just come back and ran it again. Springfield local is having an extremely difficult time defending that play.
but it's coming back. Holding call.
I hope all my friends that are watching this game that are coaches will put this play in. It'll be the first play I put in.
Let's have a look at the infraction there. So that comes back. And marking back 10 yards. So first down and 19. And the Rockets are pinned back inside their own 10. Talk about funny playoff situations. Springfield was 9-1 last year and missed the playoffs.
That's hard to take. That has happened to me in my career before.
Camp in motion. They'll go to him. He'll swing route, and they stay right with it. Tigers not fooled by that and get him out of bounds.
Again, Anna trying to get the ball to an athlete in space. You see they're faking the jet sweep and then running the bubble, what you call a bubble swing pass to the other side of the field, trying to get the linebackers to move with the jet sweep and trying to get Holzkamp on the perimeter.
Clint Nesbitt was right there, Johnny on the spot with that tackle. Second down, 18 now.
You've got zone coverage here with one high safety, speed option.
So keeps it. Oh, shakes the tackle. Got close to the first down marker before he was finally run out of bounds.
Okay, this is a speed option where the quarterback he is optioning a defender. They pretty much have everyone blocked. And if someone takes him, he pitches the ball. If they don't, he turns it up. There they had everybody blocked on the perimeter. So there really wasn't anyone to option. So they're doing a good job scheming, Dave, to get everybody blocked.
Coach, did you notice who hit him out of bounds? Bo Brundor.
Wow. They're just using him on both sides right now.
He's at a safety position. There's Hulskamp. There he goes. Crosses midfield. I don't think they'll catch him. 20-yard line for Hulskamp. Now to the 5. He dives. He's on the pylon. There's your touchdown.
He just cut that up and saw a crease. It was designed to go outside, saw a crease, and went. That's why he's the player of the year.
72 yards. We'll see it again right here.
See, that play was designed to go outside. And Springfield Local did such a good job of protecting the perimeter with his vision and ability to cut and cuts up inside. And that's an outstanding effort to get to the pylon.
Garrett Walker gave 100% trying to get to Riley Hulskamp. Did make the hit. Football got to the pylon, 27-7. The Rockets tack on 6 more. Hulskamp's second TD of the state championship.
This was a big drive because they were behind the sticks.
The point is good, 28-7. So the Rockets answer the Tigers' touchdown with Hulskamp.
You see how the offensive line is all stretching to the right? That can be called an outside stretch play, an outside zone play, and then he looks for the crease. You can see where that crease is. One defender on the backside does not move as fast as the defenders on the front side. It creates a natural lane.
You could tell he could hear Walker's footsteps. Hulskamp in their semifinal last week, Coach, 246 yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns, also caught 3 passes, now 2 TDs in the state championship game. When you talk about answering the bell at crunch time.
Yes, really Springfield Local needed to make them go 3 and out, get the ball back. They had the momentum starting to change, and it comes out and they just answer.
So 28-7. Total yards now for the Rockets, 186. That line drive kick. They're trying to keep it away from Walker. back by the Tigers. The up-back Mitchell Seymour brings it back, about a 10-yard return. Springfield local generates some more offense. Well, coming up at halftime, Neil Sika, Brett Hiltbrand, and Matt D'Orazio break down the first half, plus the latest news and weather with Spectrum News 1's Sophia Constantine and Robert King. Also visit with Bob Goldring, the OHSAA Senior Director of Operations. All of that is coming up at halftime. Hope you'll stay tuned for those reports.
I look for Springfield local to try to throw a little more right now in this series. They've got approximately 3 minutes left. They've got to try to put some points on the board before halftime. They do not want to go in with it's a 3-touchdown deficit right now.
They punched it in, a 6-yard touchdown pass, their last possession, but that was nearly picked off.
Just a quick out. Just a simple quick out to Carrot Walker. Sprint out right to it. Very easy play. Just bounced off his hand. It was a good play call to get 5 yards.
28-7. Second down and 10 now. New play sent into Oberon guard. He's sophomore.
They're watching the secondary alignment in the box and making their play calls from the sideline based on that. That's why you see Anna holding their blitzes and disguising everything till the last second.
So they'll take a timeout and talk things over defensively. Their second call timeout here of the first half. 2:52 to go before we get to the halftime break. Everything is unfolded perfectly for the Anna Rockets, team in their 12th overall playoff appearance.
Anna is playing almost air-free football, and Springfield local is unfortunately shooting themselves in the foot quite frequently. We'll see what happens here in this drive, and obviously when we come out in the second half. But I believe Springfield local is a lot better than they're playing. And having watched them on film some, they're a much better team now. Obviously, Anna is causing some of those problems.
The Rockets have scored 42 or more points in 12 of their 14 games. No question they are a high-octane offense. So Sean Guerrero right there, the head coach and special teams coordinator for the Tigers. In his 13th year, 84 and 54. Camp was going for that one to try to pick it off, but it's out of bounds.
That was a double move play there. But Anna was in man underneath with 2 high safeties. They're anticipating them throwing now, so they've backed off a little bit with the total man-to-man. So you see the pump there. It's called a hitch and go. But you can see the safety coming over top. You can see Riley Holzkamp coming over top. They're playing 2 high safeties now. Man under, it's called man under cover 2.
Olin was the intended target. They'll try to go to him again, and we'll get a pass interference penalty coming up against Nolan Emerson.
Again, it was the same coverage. He had help over top when you look at it. You can see 2 defenders in the general vicinity. If he didn't grab his jersey, I think he would have made a good play.
Number 1, 15 yards in the main, first down.
So first and 10. Tigers get a break. 28-7. Anna leading here in the Division 6 state championship game. Front guard had gone all the way over to the sideline to confer.
A little confusion here. It did look like Anna was going to play with those 2 high safeties again. As I looked down, there was no one in the middle of the field. Now, that could be just a little bit risky at this time. You know, Anna defensive coordinator may stay a little cautious and have those 2 safeties playing over top to not give up the big play right here.
Well, friends, the Division III championship game between Trotwood Madison and Mansfield Seniors coming up at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Coverage begins with the OHSAA Championship pregame show live at 2:45 right here on Spectrum News 1, your television home for high school sports. Boy, what a great facility for the student athletes and the student sections, as you see right here, all of the communities to come and really just savor this experience.
Yes, every parent that I ever talk to who has a son in the state championship, I always tell them, enjoy the ride. This is a memory that will last your lifetime. Win or lose, you will never forget this game and the experience and the honor of being here. 2 high safeties. The man under with those 2 safeties to help out.
Screen. 10, little screen pass. It was caught, but quickly snuffed out by Isaac Egbert.
Really a great read by the linebacker. Anna is really well coached on defense. They have great what you call recognition, where they understand the play and what's happening.
Austin Kendall made that catch. Now to Walker. Looks like he got to the first down marker. Good recognition on his part to find exactly where he needed to get.
Yeah, it's a quick out. It's about a 5-yard out, and he makes a little bit of extra yardage, I believe, to get the first down here.
That was Bixler on the defensive coverage. We see both quarterbacks also getting some time at DB. Walker again turns it upfield. That's the first down and more. Near the 30 before he steps out of bounds.
They're doing a good job because they're in man-to-man underneath. So they're taking their 3rd receiver or 2nd receiver and running him out, and taking the outside receiver and running him in to try. So you can see how the defensive backs almost collided with one another and had to go around each other.
Guard.
Same play.
Quickly, and boy, what a stick there to jar the ball loose. That was Hulskamp.
Same play, Dave, but they switched it off. Instead of playing man-to-man, they switched it off. Hulskamp let his man go inside, and he took the outside receiver. Great adjustment.
Mitchell Seymour shaking up on the play for Brungard. He's now 11 for 19 on the day, Coach. As you see the play right there, that's Hulskamp coming up defensively.
Big hit. Read it well.
Brungard, 118 yards passing, 1 TD. And Seymour's up jogging off.
That's a good sign.
Bixler on the other side has been very conservative, 3 of 4, 51 yards and a touchdown.
You know, when we talked in the beginning of the game, we said that Anna is 75% run and 25% pass, and they're keeping that ratio. I don't know if it's exactly the same, but it's really heavy run oriented.
Now by 3 touchdowns with Springfield local driving here with less than 2 minutes to go before halftime. Quickly caught. There's the first sack in this Division 6 state championship game. Will Luthman, the 6'2" senior, wraps him up.
That was what you would call a coverage sack. There just wasn't anyone open that he felt comfortable throwing the ball to. If he did throw to one of the receivers, it would have been a very difficult throw in which he had to put the ball exactly where it needed to be placed.
Luthman with his 8th sack of the season for the Rockets.
15.
Intended for Clayton Medved. And reaching over the top, it was well defended.
Slant. It's a slant. We're looking versus the man-to-man.
It's Isaac Leininger reaching over the top and poking that one away.
Wow. I've not seen too many people defend the slant like that. He really got up and over.
Well, 4th and 15. They're going to talk it over, Vince.
Yes, I'm not so sure they're not trying to play for an interference call there, but you know that was really close. But he did a great job of making that play. Now they got to come up with a 4th and 15 here. 4th and 15 was not my favorite play call. That was not my position I wanted to be in.
Well, friends, Mercy Health is the official healthcare provider of the OHSAA. Go to mercy.com for more information and locations. That's mercy.com. Appreciate their fine partnership with the OHSAA. You can look there, the lights are on. A lot of cloud cover this morning. So overall, weather pretty fair for December, 42 degrees at game time.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day to play football. It doesn't seem like it's very windy.
8-7. Big play here for the Tigers. They're looking for a 4th down conversion. They need to get to the 20-yard line. And it's caught in triple coverage.
That is an unbelievable pass. He threw that ball the only place you could possibly put it. It was a deep, deep crossing route versus man-to-man underneath too high. You can see the deep crossing route coming in. It's not really even a post. It's called a deep cross.
Garrett Walker makes the catch with 3 Rockets converging on him. Under a minute to go. Football is now on the 11-yard line. Option pitch to Garrett Walker, the receiver on a spread out, but couldn't turn the corner. Hulskamp there defensively.
And the speed on defense is really good. And they put trips to the left side and then tried to come back with the speed option to where they only had 1 DB. But the inside defensive personnel pursued so well. And the linebackers scraped downhill to really defend that play.
Well, Coach, if you remember, there was a 4th down conversion that helped set up Springfield's first touchdown.
Right. And we got a 2nd and long here. Just get part of it back.
To the far side of the field.
That's the same play they scored the touchdown on. And pretty much the exact same play.
That was Olin.
On the fade. And if you look at his route here, the quarterback take that short skip step, throw it up. Very similar to the play, and he put that one hand out again like he did on the touchdown pass.
Olin Emerson was there defensively. You see Nolan right there.
Really a good play. He had a good play when he scored the touchdown. That ball was just perfectly placed. All right, they've got multiple receivers into the boundary. Look for him to come to the wide side of the field. Nope, he's going into the boundary. That's a reverse.
Double reverse. Run guard. Man open. Duval makes the catch. Touchdown.
What a good time for the trick play. Excellent call by the offensive coordinator, head coach, whoever made that call. They needed that big time. Now we're back to a 2-touchdown game.
Duval, his first catch of the season. It goes for a touchdown.
Not expected. When I saw those receivers, all those receivers into the boundary, I thought something was coming back to the wide side of the field.
That one goes for...
Really set up to get that ball back to the quarterback like they did. I could have sworn that was going to be a reverse back to the wide side. When he flipped it back to the quarterback, that had a lot of people fooled.
Left one of the defensive ends in pass coverage there. As everyone was sort of sucked up toward the line of scrimmage, Coach.
Everybody believed that was going to be a reverse.
12th play, 70 yards.
They've had 2 really long drives. What they need to do.
28-14. Coach, you get that score so close to halftime. I'm sure that's going to change some of Sean Guerrero's message.
Yes.
Coming up in the locker room.
Definitely going to change the mood. They now believe that they can win the game. They can see that they can move the ball. But if Anna keeps scoring and keeps it that 2-3 touchdown margin, they're going to win. It's just how this comes out.
Total yards evening up a little bit. 188 for Anna, 151 for Springfield. Touchback here. Beautiful kickoff by Medved. The Rockets will have it 1st and 10 at the 25 with 25 seconds left. Might they just take a knee here?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Don't throw anything up deep and maybe get it picked and they run it back. But you never know. There's some coaches say, hey, let's take the shot. Let's just take the knee and go in at halftime and we'll come out and play the second half.
It has been. It's been a very entertaining first half of play in the Division VI State Championship game, 28-14. Given to Huelskamp, a big 82-yard touchdown run earlier. They seal off the edge, and the clock is running, and that'll probably be the final play of the half. We see Springfield's drive chart here, including those last 2 successful possessions.
You can see how they're starting to get their offense back together. They're starting to get some confidence in themselves. They've eliminated some of those penalties and turnovers that hurt them earlier. But I think this is going to be a really, really big second half.
Well, the Tigers and the Rockets fans will flock to the hot chocolate counters here at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. We are at halftime of the Division VI State Championship game. Anna 28 and Springfield 14. Let's go down to the field to Kellyanne Stitz.
Coach Marino, solid on offense and defense. Springfield starting to heat up a little bit. Forced some turnover to capitalize on. How do you plan to continue to contain and limit Springfield's offense?
Yeah, we got to make sure we do a better job of playing 4th down plays. We're giving up a couple big 4th downs, a couple pass interference calls. We got to make sure we're smarter with that over there. Played well on offense so far. A little slow start the first couple drives, but got it going a little bit. We got to make sure we're executing.
And Bradley Huelskamp, a dominant performance from him, the Division VI Player of the Year so far. How do you plan on continue to utilize him in the second half?
Oh, we're going to give him the ball plenty. So it's the last game of the year. He's going to have plenty of carries.
And what are you going to say to your team during halftime to motivate them to continue this momentum?
We got to sharpen up a lot. We got a couple of drives there we gave up that we shouldn't have. Given up some. Credit to them, they're doing a good job. But we got to make sure we get off the field on 3rd and 4th down and long. That's several times we've given that up.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Kellyanne, and thanks to Nick Marino. He's right. A couple of 4th down conversions helped Springfield score a couple of times in the second quarter. They are right in this game.
Security disability claim, which is or a workers' compensation claim from a work-related injury. Call the Social Security, Disability, or Workers' Compensation lawyers at Elk & Elk. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. Elk & Elk. Serious lawyers for serious injuries.
Chris Spielman here for Volunteer Energy. Anytime you can save a little money, it's a good thing. That's why my natural gas supplier is Volunteer Energy. Volunteer Energy is still my choice for natural gas, but now they're my electricity choice too. And when you